Still doing. All right, we should be good to go now. Yep, should be good to go now. Still having weird issues at YouTube, but such is life. Come on. Wait a couple minutes for me to get here. Kennedy, what's up, man? Might need your help tonight, brother. Because I am getting nowhere with this thing. Drive me crazy. Gunner, Vince, hey, Navad, what's up? What's up? What's up? Darren. There's Jim. Oh, man. All right, so I am trying to get the retractions tuned on this printer, and I'm getting zero luck with it. So Gunner, YouTube has been weird, or Streamlabs, I used to hit go stream and it would be online, but I have to hit go live in Streamlabs, then I have to go into YouTube, wait for YouTube to be like, oh, hey, we see your stream, now hit go live, and then hit go live on there. I don't know what's going on. I tried fixing it before this stream, so I don't know. It's super annoying to not just be able to hit one button. So Kenny, the thing is that I can't even get the retraction tuned, and it's really bugging me. So this is a, let's zoom this in so you can see this a little bit better here. So here is the last retraction test I did. You can see every single width, every single segment has wisp on it. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is from 0.4 up to 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4 millimeters from top to bottom. So it should be easy to do. I don't know. You're gonna have to walk me through linear advance again, because I do not remember how to do that. I have not tuned linear advance since I played with it on the FT5 like a year ago or a year and a half ago. So this is just really annoying. I like Teaching Text tool. It's working out really well, actually, be able to do one print. But I mean, I've done the black filament. I've done this blue filament, which works great in other printers. I did the black again. I dried the green and tried the green out. The green is still giving me, like, I tried some standard retraction tests as well. Those are just completely junk. You can only set one thing at a time. PETG does not string at all on this, which is fine. It's an all metal hot end. It's just bugging me. So Zach's saying drop the temperature. I've been dropping temperature. So I'm all the way down to 210, 205, it clogs. It's just too much. It's just going too fast. It has to be at least 210, 205 clogs. So I don't know why it's still doing that. I've never really, I mean, I've had this issue before with clone throats, and once I throw a genuine E3D one in there, it works. This is a genuine E3D throat. This is a genuine E3D hot end. So I'm really confused on why it's giving me such big issues. Yeah, this is a E3D volcano hot end, E3D from E3D throat. with a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. And this is in Prusa Slicer, which is also kind of the buggy thing, is that I've been able to fix like all of these issues when I simplify 3D, but it could be a Prusa Slicer thing. But I'm using Kennedy, I'm using your profile, and my stringing is pretty minimal at times. I mean, it's not horrid, but it is there. So this is with the Maker Geeks filament. Again, it's not horribly stringy, but it is there. But this stuff prints at 230, and it strings. And then this is the print I finished the other night after I finished the stream. So you can see still stringing going on in it. Again, not horrid, but it is there. And I want it to not be there anymore. So I need to figure out what's going on. A lot of people say that because it's a genuine E3D all metal throat, you need to season it. So I've been seasoning it. This is the third test I've tried tonight with sponge hooked on there with canola oil, trying to get this thing seasoned so that it'll work. I don't want to pull it out. I've read a couple things on like pulling it out, heating it over the stove, running a Q-tip through it, and all this jazz. I do not want to do that. That is way too much work, and I've never had to do it with the other ones. It's a settings thing, and I need to figure out what the settings issue is. Backflow. Linear vans will help the backflow. Okay. Let's pull up all right, let's go here, 3D build. Kennedy sent me this. So let's go ahead and pull this up here. Well, Carlos, I hear you, but the X1 doesn't string. The Artillery X1, there's no stringing on that one. That is my only other Volcano printer right now, I believe. But it doesn't have any stringing when it prints. So, BLV. What am I using? I'm using it's a 0.6. Usually print to 10. 60, retraction distance 1 millimeter, fine. 0.2 layer height, fan speed, yeah, it's fine. Viking, what's up? Need to enable it in config advanced. Why have that open right here? Config advanced, line 1650, eh? Okay. Not there. Linear pressure control. Linear advanced. There it is. 1596. So we're going to enable that. Okay, layer per second linear advance. We're going to just do the regular one, I guess. And that's at 0.22. Do I want to worry about S-curve, Kennedy, or no? Okay, well, we can build this now. All right, so let me build this. And while that builds, let's go back to this website you sent me here. there's K with 342 by 342. Nice curve. Okay. Oh, Viking, happy to hear you guys. I think speed probably stop, or do I need to look up my acceleration? Because I don't remember what it is. So at 3,000 is my acceleration. But for the extruder, it's 400. So I guess I should down to 400 instead of 500, right? -1 to use default, that's fine. For track speed, under track 30, okay, we'll leave it at that. Then I need advanced version 1.5. Should I leave all of this default? 30 is slow. 100 is fast. Should I leave the pattern as standard? Hey, Aaron. I'm guessing I'm gonna leave all of these as default because we want bed leveling, G29. Well, Barrel's saying faster retraction. The fastest I went so far is 40 millimeters a second. And that's really because what do I have? Need the rest stock. I want to look here real quick on the X1. Artillery X1, yeah, that's fine. So my retraction speed in here is 30. Now what is it for the TPU one is 40. Now granted, that's not a BMG, that is a Titan clone, so. All right, we'll just do ln test generate G code, download this file. Let's see, okay, that's built. So let me this on the SD card. Oh, I gotta find it again. Dang it. Firmware.bin, it was updated, Ray meow. Copy that. Paste this in. Simplify 3D is still the best in my opinion. I still have lots of issues trying to get push slicer working correctly, but I can slap a printer and Simplify 3D and it just works. And I can really appreciate that because I don't really have time. Like this has taken so much time. There are so many other projects that I need to work on, but I can't until this thing gets freaking tuned. So this barrel, this is not Bowden, this is direct drive. Then your advanced model, show in the folder. Okay, let's cut that. So not model, but file onto here, paste. I know everyone prays about Idea Maker, but the problem is again, it's the learning a new slicer yet again. I'm still trying to learn Prusa Slicer, guys. Like, I'm still not sold on that yet. All right, so this is the linear advanced test. I have no idea if my offset is right here in the 1.2. Yeah, that should be good. All right, I'm ready for the bed to heat up. I have not, Jim. I think I started tuning a Simplify 3D profile for this, but I never really finished because I ended up getting, I believe it was Kennedy, sent me his BLV one that has been working out better so far. One thing I don't have in there is something to eliminate the Bowden tube from causing these moves. The lower one is in there solid, but this upper one is does have a little bit of give to it. I thought I had a clip, a Bowden tube clip in here. There's one. So I never did eliminate that variable. Okay, so now that piece of the Bowden tube is super slick from canola oil. And but that should help with that. I also did go ahead and retighten my nozzle down because I thought that could have been the issue, but that didn't. I have actually twisted a little bit, so I have to take this whole thing apart, twist it back straight. So that's going to be super annoying. We were the best looking line of the bunch. Temperature. No surprise the nozzle beat my giant bed. But we are getting, at least I'm getting consistent extrusion now. So to summarize what I did on Saturday night for no one that was here, we went ahead and put in a more powerful fan. So I can actually see dust accumulating on here because it's so much more powerful. I went from a 0.43 watt fan to a 0.72 watt fan, which is much louder, pushes a ton more air. I think it's like 10 CFM more or 15 more. It's a Sun on maglev. I just had a lower power, quieter maglev on there first. I think that was causing a little bit of heat creep. I think a little bit. Also, I was seeing issues with this tiny pancake motor, as it just didn't have enough oomph. Even up, I put the stepper up to 1.2 is what I set the VREF to on this, and was still having issues. Then it was getting like super duper hot. So I went ahead and put in the full size 40 millimeter stepper motor that came with this kit that I had purchased to see if that was doing any better. And the extrusions were much better, much easier, more consistent. So it was just this little crummy fan that I don't know where it came from. I've had it for years, never used it. I believe it's Triangle Labs, but there's not even any markings on it. So I can't even say like, oh, this is the motor that I have, because there's nothing on here. So I think that kind of helped a little bit. I don't even know if I'll keep this little motor. I might just get rid of it. I have one more hanging out around here somewhere, another small one. But I was just trying to lighten up the gantry. But honestly, the difference between this motor and that is not huge. It's maybe double the weight. But this gantry is so frigging robust, and it's already big as it is. And these rear motors are huge. They're 48 millimeter, very, very high torque, and working much better now that I turned off the stealth chop on X and Y. That seems to be working in my favor, and having a much easier time with the sensorless homing, as not many people are doing sensorless homing on Core XYs, but it seems to be doing better now because of that is turned off. That is just there. It's annoying, Kennedy. Can I get it to like a medium number? Because I am not one to tune and change for every time I change filament, because that is just goofy. Now, can I change it in Prusa Slicer? Like, is that a setting that I can set? Wouldn't tune at the firmware level. Where do I set that in Prusa Slicer then? They changed the value in the G-code section. So I know it's on the Prusa, but I've never changed it. I don't see it in here though. Custom G-code. The latest firmware, extra relative mode. I don't see it in here being set in for the Mark III's. So at the NG code, it has a reset linear advance. But if I do, oh, here we go. Let's just do Prusa PET, whatever this is. No, just, oh, freaking go. Custom G code. Filament linear advance. Filament G code linear advance. LA 1.5. I don't really. Oh, there's the K M900 K45. Oh, there's K24 and then a K45. It's really confusing. All right, are we close enough here? I'm having a hard time even sticking to the bed here. Holy crap. That was super not really helpful. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to show this because it's all just there. So I've got something 80 something. I can't even read the freaking numbers. I'm going to have to put glue stick down, I guess. I'm going to do this again with glue stick because it barely even stuck. It's going way too fast to stick to the PEI sheet. this again real quick. See if we can't get some better results. Disable Z-hop on the first 2 millimeters. How do you do that, Jim? Oh, above Z of 0.2. So only Z lift above 0.2, right? Or do it at 0.4? I think he might have just meant in general. Okay, it's almost done heating up. So the oh, sorry, I found it right here. Only Z lift above 0.2. Oh, you use 2 millimeters. I gotta wait for it to level the bed again. I don't have any anti-backlash nuts on here, so I just feel like I need to do it. I need to figure out how to get the, what is it, the G or what is it? G31 or G41, whatever it is for the Z-align. Yeah, so right here, the filament G code, I would have to do the M900 for whatever it is. Yeah. Hey, Brandon. Oh, Jim, I just mean anti-backlash nuts so that my bed doesn't sink, which I don't think, I mean, if I push down on it when the motors are off, it will sink, but I just kind of want to get the Z-align in my startup G code. I think that would be better. Do Z-align and then do G29. It's a lot of things to do for the starting of a print, but I think it'll end up helping out more in the end. All right, so I want to look at this here again. Yeah, okay, those numbers didn't really come out, Kennedy, so I don't know what they're supposed to read. Yeah, the numbers are not coming out at all. It's printing way too fast to hold those down with this nozzle. Jim, you have to remind me about that in Discord because I'm not gonna have time to remember about that right now. Yeah, so Kenny, I don't know what these are supposed to look like. Or what the number is supposed to be because they're just not working. So it's doing the standard pattern. So fast printing speed, slow printing speed. Yeah, so it happened. I just don't know what to look at here. I got one line, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth line looks pretty good. It's stuck at the front, it's stuck at the end. Everything else kind of curled at either the front or the start of it or the end of it. That one is straight down, again, front and back. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth line. I have no idea what that value is though. Starting value is 0 and ending is 2. The K value is 1. Yeah, 1 looks decent. I see a 0.8 before. I see a 0.8 beside it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 0.8. I'm guessing that's 0.8 right beside it. So it's 0.2468. 2468. Yeah, because 0 is the first line. So I think it's 0.8. Or tell me if I'm wrong, and I think it's... Okay, it's 0.8. So I can just go ahead and do a M900 K 0.8. Just like that, eh? That was very Canadian of me, sorry. Set LA 1.5. So I know what it is. Brandon, I've only done this once. Again, I did it on the FT5. I don't know why I did it on there, but I did. And that was a long time ago. So Kennedy, but the thing is that I'm confused. So I'm not generating, I'm using the teaching tech thing here. Does he have linear advance in here? I don't think he does. So I was using the teaching tech thing. Right, so if we're looking here, should be reconnected now. Sorry, I dropped out there for a minute. I guess I can go ahead and right here just do the M900K 0.8. Yeah, he only puts in there once. Put it after the ABL. Okay, so let's X out of that. Probe ABL. And then there it is there. So he does have the retraction here. It's 1.4 for here. And as we go up, Aaron, you might be honest. Why is, maybe it isn't setting it right. So 1.4 is where it starts. Should be at 1.2 then. Control F 1.2. For B in the file. Press retraction B. It's there. Oh, and then C. Oh, I see what it is. I understand now. Good God, this line is long. Okay, it is setting it. Yeah. All right, so that's in there. So now we can save this. And then show in folder. Let's move this to the SD card. So I'm going to check it one more time. Hey, Paul, Dan, how's it going? Hit it with Notepad++. Make sure that M900 is in there. Yep. And then we can move it to here. Paste the file. I have Notepad++ Gunner, but it just wasn't showing up in my list there. So, all right, so let's do print for media. Nope. Traction, print, and wait for that bed to heat up. While that heats up, I can clean off that linear advance test. If I didn't have filament bits all over my desk before, I do now. Yeah, here. Let's go here. No, Aaron, thank you for bringing it up because I mean it is teaching tech. I would think he does it right, but it definitely was well worth the check. I think it was one issue Carl was having with his. So I like this test. It is definitely simpler than Carl's. Carl's is more encompassing of everything. It tests speed at the same time. It tests all the different retractions at the same time. Like it does so much. But last time I tried running it, it just ran my extruder a million miles an hour and just totally jammed it up. So I have not used it since. I think he said he fixed that problem, but I just haven't gone back to trying it again yet. But so far, this Teaching Tech one seems to be pretty cool. Waiting for the nozzle to reheat here. Get through. Start cleaning up some of these older test parts because we fixed the under extrusion issue, so that can go away. Screws right now. Clean up for a minute while this is running. I like that it parks at the end of that test all the way in the back. That linear advance test. I don't really like that. I guess I can throw away all these other retraction tests that I did because there is a significant amount of them here, not to include all the little ones that I'd already done. I guess I can also do I'll probably put the cable sleeving back on the loom here tonight because I don't need to rewire anything. I know that everything else works fine. I just need to get all of that protected again. Haven't done it yet. So Kennedy, so correct me if I'm wrong here. So now after we figure this out, I need to run that linear advance again with some PETG, that same test. I just need to change, we're going to call this PETG. We're going to print that at 240. Bed temperature is going to be, we'll do 85 for that one. Traction distance of 1 millimeter is fine. Layer height 0.2. Turn the fan off. So rectangular. Get a little bit smaller. And then we'll do this to 20. 80. So this now should be set up for a PETG test. All right, bed's there. Wait for the nozzle to get up there. I think the bed doesn't cool down that fast, but I do have some fans running right now, so that I think that's kind of contributing to a faster cool down. I need to find some of that insulation stuff to go on the bottom. Definitely need to do that. Let's go to here. You guys can watch this run. I don't feel like, yeah, that's right. Okay. At least your traction test doesn't take too long to do. Did I change my values in here for that? Configuration, advanced, TMC drivers, fabric current's good, center is homing, yeah. Stepping, yeah, okay. Just feel like that didn't home all the way to the front. Oh, I think he does have it in there. Oh, no, that's this one. Never mind. So this retraction test that I'm going to do here is going to go from a 1.4 millimeter retraction at the bottom up to a 0.4. So it's going to get shorter as it goes. I kind of meant to do that the other way around, but I just put it in here in the G code part wrong. Well, in his right here in his tool. So this should be the 0.4. So go show shortest to longest, but yeah, because that would tell me sooner if it's doing okay or not doing okay. This 7x7 grid really does take a hot second to run. The other thing, without the cable chain on, I got to move it out of the way here because otherwise it will pinch back here. I have to be a little bit careful without that cable chain on. I think about getting something stiffer than nylon to put in here though. I don't know what though. I don't really have anything that's flexible yet. Like I don't have any piano wire or that armature wire. Yeah, it's going down good. Okay. Oh, what we got here? A Bowden tube. Watch the gear on the BMG. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Is it for how fast or how slow it goes when it's like doing the different moves, Kennedy? I've never really, I mean, I've never really paid attention linear advance. I know it's kind of a very advanced feature that I don't know. Maybe it's needed, maybe it's not. I mean, it's built into the Prusa profiles, but like the bear, yeah, the bear doesn't use it. The Megatron doesn't use it. None of the other cheap printers I use it. Not too bad, Andrew. Just trying to get this sucker dialed in, and hopefully we're gonna get there. You'll see it jitter while it's printing. Okay. I'm on day 3 of trying to tune this thing in. It's giving me a little bit of a hard time here. Yeah, but my Bear profiles don't use it, Kennedy, because I'm not using the Prusa profiles. I don't know what you're asking, Asgear. appreciate your faith. I think I'll get it too. I've got plenty of people here helping me out now. Just these volcano nozzles, a little kind of mysterious, kind of not. Again, I don't have any issues with the artillery. This one just seems to be giving me a hard time. Probably because I built it. That's kind of how it goes. What would you say here? So, put a video in 3D build of what linear events looks like. Oh, so Bowden Printers does it a lot more. Again, so this is direct drive. As you see, I've got my extruder right here, and then hot end right there. So it is direct drive. An air tube to guide the wires. The extruder maybe can help. Oh, that's what you're talking about. I'm sorry, buddy. I was not understanding what you're talking about there. Yeah, something just, because right now there's a piece of nylon right here. This white filament, let's go back to here. So this white piece here, there it is a piece of 3mm nylon. I bought a spool of really cheap stuff that I've been using, and that's what I'm trying to get to kind of help keep the cabling up more. But obviously it wants to turn. It wants to, because the way it's spooled, it wants to stay kind of spooled. So I'd get this drooping down here. I want it to be up higher. Just running what would be better. Thick zip tie. I think I have some big old zip ties here. It's just not that long. Yeah, these big zip ties are long, but they're not that long. I wonder if I had some like super gargantuan ones that I used the other day. Oh, I do, yeah. I have some like CCC thick boy ones here, but I don't think they're still. So these are, that's a big zip tie right there. I just don't think it's quite long enough to make the trip to the front here. Wonder if I could somehow connect them. Just put it on the back end to raise it up. I see what you mean, Gunner. I use these to mount we've got lights outside that we ran around our deck and where the pool is. And I use these to mount the lighting up. kind of wants to work. Let me get another twist tie here. I mean, this will work better probably once it gets in the that definitely keeps it a bit higher though. That's definitely higher up there. But I think also it's twisting in here, which isn't really helping much. Where'd I put those zip ties at? Here they are. If I try and get this thing here, let me zip tie it. Just wants to keep turning. But I wonder once the sleeving is on there, I think it'll hold better. Yeah, 2 of them might be all right. I think once the sheathing's in there, that'll definitely bring that higher up. That's a good idea, Gunnar. Thank you for that. I can definitely build on that. All right, so 1.4 millimeters on the retraction is not enough. .2 millimeters on now. Still have stringing. You're saying 1 millimeter. So the next step, we're about halfway through 1.2 now. Rob's saying travel looks slow. Well, I don't set the travel in this tool. Teaching text tool does not have a way to put that in there. Well, Kenny, I mean, my only other option is to print another benchy and see what happens. So I'll show you guys. Let's see here. Nope. Let's go this one here. So this is the teaching tech tool. So the only things you can set is an additional start G code, which I could put in like the M900 one, or something for speed, something like that. I could do that. You do your dimensions, temperature, bed temp, fan speed, your ABL, and then you put in your numbers. So retraction speed, extra restart distance, prime speed, and your Z-hop, and obviously retraction distance for each of these. If anything, Kennedy, it might be worse than it was last time. So this was the last print I did. Let's go back to here. So I busted this one because I canceled this one early. Come on. Focus on my hand. So we can see how that is there. Again, I broke those top ones, but it's still there. This one is pretty much identical to that. No real change at all yet. We're at 1 millimeter now. We're still getting the exact same stringing at 1 millimeter. Honestly, if it's stringing at 1.4, it's not gonna not string at a shorter one. Like, it would have not been stringing down here if I was retracting too much. But it almost seems like 1.4 isn't enough. I've gone all the way up to 3 millimeters and it still strings. So having it complete this really doesn't matter because it's not going to get any better because right now the retraction distance is getting smaller as it's going higher. So Aaron says bump up retraction speed. So we can do that. I'm gonna let that print just another minute and then we'll stop it. But if we go here, so I can do this. So we're thinking 1 millimeter. So I'm gonna change retraction to 1 across the board. So let's just do 1 millimeter, or we'll change up in a minute. So we'll do, obviously 40 is too slow. So we'll do 45, 50, and 55. And 60. Go from there. And then we can do 1.2 at 45, 1.2 at 50. We need to change these as well. 45, 60, 50, 45. Rob, this is 1, not Capricorn, and 2, it's a direct drive. That's a reverse Bowden tube you see up top. This blue tube right here is reverse Bowden. The extruder's right here. See extruder? That's reverse Bowden tube. We're just going to stop that. All right. Pull this off now because it's freaking glued on there. Okay. So I think we're going to go with this one. It's all right, Rob. You're, I guess, new to the printer, new to the stream. It's all right. So let's download the G code. We're going to edit this. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So after ABL, we're going to do the M900 K0.8. Save this. And then I will put that onto the SD card. And we'll get this printing again. I just lost, oh, there it is. Thought I lost the SD card there. Dropped it into the nethers of the floor. So I mean, it's not a pure direct drive. There is a piece of PTFE, probably 30 millimeters between the actual top of the hot end and the bottom of the extruder. It's just the way this is designed. I think it does have a lot to do with, again, it is an all metal hot end, all metal hot ends and a volcano combined together. really do not play nicely with PLA. So that's why we're trying to get through that. Aaron, this is the one thing I didn't cheap out on, is the hot end. The hot end is legitimate. Everything else I cheaped way out on. For most part. Yeah, most part everything else is pretty cheaped out on. All right, we're going to wait for this to finish here. Doing the ABL again. Shade, man. You are shady. I think also Aaron is probably cheaper with his builds than I am. Quite possibly. I really just want to get this finished tuning so I can finally put the side panels on and do the final mounting of the electronics. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get my label maker. I'm going to label all these different wires back here and then take all the electronics out and place them on the board and see what I can kind of figure out where I want things to be. I'm not happy with the current placement of everything, but it is working. I'm just a little bit afraid to forget how I wired it all. Kind of one of my concerns right now. This thing does ooze a ton until it actually finally starts printing with this bigger nozzle. See you, Asgar. He invented copper wire. This was the last one. Obviously, we're using different settings now, so it doesn't really matter what these ones were. Into the bin. I can't wait to start printing big stuff on this too. Or once I get it tuned, like comparing a volcano on a Core XY and the quality on a Core XY versus a volcano on a Cartesian i3 like the Sidewinder X1, which is built pretty sturdily, and they both have a 0.6 millimeter nozzle in them now. So it would be kind of fun to do testing like that. Oh, his wife needs me. Hang on a second. We're moving right along now. Now again, on the artillery, it's a was it a 1 millimeter traction? Let me check 753D again. I had that open and I forgot. So if I edit, we'll go down here to the TPU setting of it. Yep. So we have a 2 millimeter traction distance at 40 millimeters a second with a 1.4 mil wipe for TPU. And then for standard filament, I have a 2 millimeter traction with a 30 millimeter speed, a little bit of coast, a little bit of wipe. And I get no strings at all on the Artillery X1 with a 0.6 nozzle and these settings. I'll also run an extrusion multiplier of 0.9 on that one though, where this is running a 1. So there's that too. But this thing also prints pretty fast. What do I have the speeds at for here? Yeah, default printing on that's 100 millimeters a second. I don't remember what I put on the Bear, Aaron. We go to printer, let's go to SQR Bear. Yeah, 0.8 with a 0.2 Z lift on there, 45 millimeters a second. That's what the Bear is, and then the Mark III is a 0.8 with a 0.6 millimeter lift at 35 millimeters a second. All right. If there's any questions on this printer or anything else, please feel free to put them down there. And we'll know what this test is doing here pretty soon. Kind of just as a reminder, so this first, once it gets retraction, we're doing the last top layers here of the base. So first we're doing a 1 millimeter retraction at 45 millimeters a second. I know, isn't it trippy, man? The problem is I was in a rush putting it together and I couldn't find another. I think those are 35 or 45 millimeter, and I didn't have, I started using black ones and then I ran out, so I need to take that one out. Yeah, I only have silver ones now, so I just need to replace that one. I'm glad I triggered someone's OCD here. Just ready to start some retraction testing here. Also makes the printer look like it has a black eye. It's like, oh, I got shot. I got hit in the face. Man, Gmail changed its icon, and it's super trippy on Android now. need to check the Megatron upgrade on Thingiverse because apparently I'm missing a part. Someone sent me a message. I need to. They obviously didn't look at the Fusion 360 file, but I need to. I think I might have forgot to upload one of the parts. Oh, I see what happened. So I only uploaded the left side. The left side's there, the right is not because the right side has the reverse Bowden tube. So, no, we're still getting stringing there. So that's, that is 1 millimeter at 45 is not enough. Next step up would be 50 millimeters a second. So now we should be at 50 millimeters a second on our retraction. And we're still stringing. Yeah, 50 didn't do it. We got 55 is next after this. How many goes a couple millimeter? How many does it say it does? Like I said, I only have it on one other printer. This is also because like I don't know how to change the other settings that you can change in Simplify 3D. I don't know how to change that in Prusa Slicer. I mean, so there you have the retraction speed, your detraction speed. It's going to be the same as that. Extra length on restart. So this would be like a negative probably if I wanted to do that. So I'm guessing extra length that would be my kind of like wipe or wipe is enabled. And retract amount before wipe. I don't have anything there either. So maybe it could be this extra length on restart could be, if I could do that as a negative, maybe like negative 0.2, negative 1, I don't know. All right, we are at 55 millimeters a second now. Where's the thing at here? 55 millimeters a second, and it is still stringing. I mean, the last thing I could do is swap out this throat with another one. I mean, if we're still not getting there with this test, I can disassemble this real quick and throw another E3D throat on. I do have some clone throats here. Run this test again and see what happens. But this is a genuine E3D throat that's on it. Yeah, I think it's the 0.6 create. .55 looks exactly the same. I can't really see a difference. Ryan, no, it is a old standard E3D heat break. No, Beryl, we're still testing. I'm up to changing the speeds now. So now we're up to 60 millimeters a second at 1 millimeter retraction. And looks like we are still getting stringing on it. So that's still no bueno. There's no reason why the nozzle would be causing this, though. I mean, I could throw a brass nozzle on. It is a all metal nozzle. We could try a brass nozzle and see what happens. Or it's a steel nozzle, which I should say. See, this next one up is going to be 1.2 at 45. We're going to let this next part start. If it's still no better, then I'm sure we can swap out the nozzle. I can get another one out. Go find one real quick. E3D parts. What's the dot code for a 0.6 millimeter nozzle? These look big. I think these are the big boys. So, 0.6 will be 4 dots. So 1, 2, 3. Nope. One only has 2. Neither of those. One dot. What's a 1.3? A volcano? That looks way bigger than that. All right, Aaron, see ya. So here with no markings on it. No markings on that. We'll throw that one away. Let's grab out the other nozzles. Where are they at? Here. Sorry, guys. Oh, here it is. So 0.8. Four, 1.2. So 1.0. I have not barrel tried any of those high-end nozzles. Well, I have a brass 0.6 millimeter nozzle we can try here. Do temperature, nozzle. Turn that up. And we need the nozzle tool. This. Well, let me change you guys because you're looking at the little screen there. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to go out on a nozzle. I don't feel that nozzles are worth it. Why are you still oozing? I pulled the filament out. That's Toasty Boy. I'm gonna put you're not gonna melt something right there. And then okay, we're gonna switch to a copper 0.6 or brass 0.6, I should say. So this means I just can't do abrasives on this printer. Which isn't a huge deal, but I'd like to be able to do it. Need you to, I hate these, the way this heat break is, or the part cooling fan is, it's just kind of in my way. So let's switch to, where's my other pliers at? Shoot, where did I put them? There they are. Oh, shoot, that's hot. Why is that still loose in there? I gotta take apart this a little bit more here, because for some reason it's not tightening up now. Quick surgery here. I gotta take the fan off too. Doggone it. Just need to put this in a little bit more here. This is bleeding hot right now, so I gotta be really careful here. There. And see why this is not tightening down for me here. Go ahead and crank this, I think. I get a good handle on here. Good and tight now. Where's that out here? Get this back here. Yeah, it's that hot right now. It's hot. I gotta get this fan back on here to start cooling that back down. Yeah, that is flipping hot. Come on. Oh, finger. There we go. You want to go in your home. Okay. Got a brass nozzle on there now. Back on here. Okay. This back on here now. Keep knocking that off. Okay. All right, so we're in the same test with we're on the same test with the new nozzle. We'll see how that goes. I'm tired. Reaching up and trying to get in there at this weird angle. So since somebody mentioned it, let me pull this bolt out real quick. Got a minute for the bed to heat up. Oh, come on. $40mm. $2.5. Dad hand size Tectons here. There we go. You're welcome, Ryan. That was just for you, buddy. Just for you. Come on. Bed is almost there. 2 degrees ago. Should probably put the filament in there to it though. I'm gonna turn the nozzle down now because otherwise it's gonna pretty much be lava coming out. Creed, because you know how much I don't care for Capricorn and their rummy PTFE tubing. Oh, Ryan. So the Naomi and Rourke Pocky issue. So there's always drama when it involves Naomi. It's pretty much nothing but drama with her. I chimed in because I felt that what he said is correct. And the fact that Reality and her and she decided to send DPT a belt printer was odd. And by sending, the thing that I don't think she understands is that by sending him a printer, you give him more gusto, more legality to the craziness that he goes on about. And it's very toxic when he goes that way. I don't think the way that Chris Wakaki is very upfront. He says what he's thinking, and he's always been that way, and I don't fault him for it. but she takes everything to offense. I mean, she banned Monkey, or she blocked Monkey. She blocked Chris. I think I forget who else she blocked. She didn't block me though, which was surprising. I also don't follow her at all. So I just feel that she and Crowdy don't understand what he is doing right now. Like a few years ago, he had decent ideas and what he was doing, but now he just is very toxic on the community, and I don't think she understands what that means. Um, I don't want to make it a race thing, but it's more of a ethics thing that they being she, the Chinese, don't view ethics the same way we as Americans view ethics. And attacking somebody in every single video you put out does not add to your credibility at all. And no one sees him as a credible source in the community, at least amongst other creators. Second. Saying it's amongst other creators, I don't know how you guys out there, the non-creators, there's several creators in the chat right now. There are several non-creators out there. I don't know if what he does affects your decision on whether you're going to buy a printer that he's reviewed or not. I don't know if you will care or not. But from us as the creator standpoint, none of us watch him or will promote him or anything like that for any of his videos. I think I can speak for all of the creators out there that are in the chat right now. They all feel the same way. I would love to see him go back to making real content and stop saying that everyone's stealing his ideas and whatnot. If they stole your idea, okay, patent your stuff. Like, don't rip on somebody else and, go on open source and things like that. But again, I just don't think that Naomi and the Chinese understand how that works. I'm not calling her stupid, anything like that. I don't think that the way they do things doesn't work that way. I lived in China for several years. I understand exactly how they work and how they do things. So, I don't know. I don't think Chris is wrong. I think she just takes everything to heart because she thinks everyone's out to get her. I don't think that's true. I think she brings a lot of it on herself. I was actually just talking to my wife about it the other day because I talk about these things with my wife all the time. And I don't agree with how she does things. I don't agree with how she does her videos. I don't agree with the way she gets views. But that's the fact of life. So Andrews, you understand why she did it. I don't understand why she did it. Yes, she said, I want to send to somebody who's not going to do me any favors. I am not going to do Crowdy any favors. I also don't want your belt printer regardless. I have no space to do that or anything like that, but I don't do anybody any favors that sends me anything. I could have named 100 other creators that are not even highly regarded, but they are regarded in the 3D printer YouTuber community. I could name at least several dozen right now, and that all would have been better choices. None of them include me. And I just don't understand why she thought that was a good way to go. But either way, it's done. So I don't know. Penny said ever since he said about a heat gun to heat up a wooden enclosure, for me, I lost all respect for him when he went on the rant about somebody spilling resin on themselves and they got third-degree burns from resin on their leg. And it was insane, the pictures from that. He decided that, resin's not harmful, and he poured resin on his arm or his leg or whatever he did. I'm like, in what world do you think showing people extremely dangerous, just doing something very carelessly and very dangerously as a creator who has, what does he have, like 65,000 subscribers? You're a bad influence. Like, you are a bad role model. There's kids that could be watching these videos. Like, there's young people that watch my videos. I know that. And I don't want to show them or show anybody unsafe practices. That's why I don't show people how to solder. They're an electrician. Like, I don't need to show you how to solder. Go watch go watch an electrician. Who said Modbot? Ryan said Modbot. I would send one to Modbot. He's one of my top lists. He'd probably be one of the top 10 I would send one to, as someone's very experienced, very technical, and again, not going to do anybody any favors. He is very crucial or critical of things he looks at. Vector 3D, very critical of things that he gets. Like when he tore apart that T-Rex, man, he ripped them limb from limb, and then he rebuilt it even better. I would definitely send it to someone like him. Like I said, I could name dozens of creators out there that don't include me in that list of people who I think should have had that and would have given better, more critical review of the printer to Creality. That's what I think it would have been. Ben Heck, yeah, there you go. No, Ryan, we're not saying anything to Linus. Linus would be on my top 100 people not to send a 3D printer to. It's something he does not need to dabble in. I said that, Dan actually said that. We were talking about it in the Discord. I said Neri as well. I like Neri. He has had literally hundreds of printers cross his desk that he has looked at. I just wish he was a little more thorough. You know, he's very thorough in some things, but lacking in others. I want to send that man a camera just to get a little better picture. But if anybody has seen the most printers out of anybody, it would be Neri. Chris, he has seen so many printers across his desk. It's unbelievable. I think when he moved, he had like 140 some printers. And that's just insane. Like, he has so many printers that guy has touched and tested and looked at. I just wish he was a little more thorough. You know, I would not have sent one to Joel. Sorry, Joel. Joel was not technical at all. He's proven that by breaking a glass bed with PETG on a $38,000 printer. I'm sorry, like, you should have known that as one of the largest YouTubers. I wouldn't send it to Tom. Tom's going to overanalyze it, so I wouldn't send it to him. And I don't think Angus would care, so I wouldn't send it to Angus. Darren, I know it's all about subs because I have companies that reach out to me and say, hey, we want to send you a printer and work with you. Send us your information. So I send them like, oh, wait, sorry, you don't have enough subscribers. We want somebody with at least 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, you do know there's like 6, maybe, yeah, pretty much 6 pure 3D printing channels over 100,000. Maybe 7. Maybe 7. But like, the fact they tell me that, I'm like, then why in the world did you waste my time with me reading your email and replying back to you if you didn't want to send me one to begin with? It's so annoying. I've ranted on that before. And that is a very, very much a content creator problem, very first worldish problem. I'm just not big enough. So I used to reach out to companies. I no longer do that. I let them come to me if they want something great. If not, I am tired of the email back and forth. I won't reach out to any company asking for anything. I've had several hit me up recently, like Mingda hit me up, ANET recently hit me up. There's another company, I should be getting their printer like any day. I can't remember the name now. Banggood hit me up again. They sent me the ANET A8 Plus. They wanted to start working again with me. So, and Dan, that's what I said in there. When Creality picks a creator to send an object to, especially something that's not released, it's pre-production, it's the new hotness that everyone's looking at right now, you are putting that channel on a pedestal and you are going to skyrocket them. And that's the other thing. I don't think that Naomi and Creality, mainly Naomi, I don't think she really understands that. Like, you are just giving him subs and giving him more people going to view his content. It may end up hurting him, but hey, we'll see what happens. But there are plenty of people, sub 50,000 subscribers even, that this would have skyrocketed them, put them a little more on the market or a little more on the YouTube recommended page by having that. So, Andrew, it is a fantastic printer. I am getting ready to do the review. I'm trying to finish this up and a couple other housekeeping things before I do that video, but I am really close to doing the review video of the ANET A8 Plus. It's a fantastic printer for the price. So that was a very long way of me getting into the Chris Warkocki, and Naomi issue. Again, I won't give her any views. I personally dislike the way she does things. I do not subscribe to her channel. I do not watch her videos. I do not follow her on any social media at all. I just see it when it comes up and I see drama. I usually pop in on it. So. Dang. Well, string is still there, but it is a little bit better. So we're at the 50 millimeters a second. Where are we at here? Yeah, we're at 50 millimeters a second on the retraction. The Sunlu S8. So Sunlu, another company, reached out to me, said, hey, we'd love to have you test the S8, but you have to buy it. I'm like, hold up a second. You're asking me to do a review video on a product that you want me to purchase from you. Don't really see what's in it for me, which is nothing. So I declined that review. Kennedy, which is that one you just printed with that? Isn't that Gates, or what's it called? Is that called Gates? What's that called with the big knob on it? I forget the name of that. Okay. I think, wasn't that the one that Aaron was looking at, maybe putting on our Core XY that we're designing? Yeah, I think that's the same one that he was talking about. So Darren, yeah, the only name that people know is Joel Telling. I mean, he was the first to break the 100K mark. I don't know if he's the biggest still, but he's up there. Again, Tom and Angus and Devin Montez are up there. I wouldn't send it to Devin. Devin's not really that technical. Very designy, but anything that needed designed, I would send it to Devin in a heartbeat, because that man can design anything. Not the same one, Aaron. Okay. Yeah, Andrew, I refuse all of those reviews. Anybody that sends me an email saying, hey, we want you to review this product, just go ahead and buy it. We'll refund you. I immediately ignore. I tell them you have to send it to me, and that's it. Well, Kennedy, if you want to send it to me, I will put it on there. Oh, you want to put the Sherpa? That's the one. Okay. So stringing is better. It's not as flowy. It's a little more, it's a little different here, but it's still stringy. Let's wait till the retraction gets a little bit faster, see how it goes. We could. I'm a little afraid to turn down some of this temperature because it's gonna. Well, they also will only refund you for the filament if you post a 5-star review on Amazon. That is illegal. That is against Amazon terms of services, and I do not want to have my Amazon affiliate account affected or my Amazon purchasing account affected because I use Amazon on a daily basis. Like, that is my absolute lifeline. So I just went down to 205, Ryan. A $2 million truck? Holy crap. So we're up to the third one. Yeah, so this is the fourth one. So this is 60 millimeters a second retraction with 205. We're still getting a little bit of stringing there. Let's go down to 200 then. Yeah, Amazon is 100% my family lifeline. I'm not willing to lose that at all. Well, see, Darren, that's the thing. It's sometimes it's subs, sometimes they talk about just views. I know I don't get thousands of views on my videos. Like, I'm not a big creator. And I'm okay with that. I really don't do this for the money. I do it so I can kind of sustain what I do. That's really about it. But, you know, some of them want, 5, 10, 50,000 views per video for them to send you something. I'm like, okay, you think you're that hot. All right. Well, there's only a couple creators I know that get that many views per video, and I'm pretty sure none of them do film reviews anymore. Because film reviews is not, big YouTubers don't do film reviews anymore. They are on printer reviews. Film reviews are people like me, small channels. Oh, Crowdy loves Joel. Every single new Crowdy printer hits Joel's desk, 100%. Wasn't it Tom that just whipped out the CR10 like last month, the printer that came out 3 years ago? He just finally opened the box, or the CR10 Mini. That was hilarious. I was like, man, blast from the past there. Ryan, AliExpress. These are MGN 12 high wind rails. Big Mike, I think you're talking about the Nova hot end. I don't think he's posted that yet. Dan, they have filament sponsors, but they don't do filament reviews. They're like, oh yeah, this filament worked great. Like, that's not an in-depth review. And I still can't get over all the issues he's having with that $38,000 printer. He's still getting things like warping, still getting layer skips. Like, come on, man. Like, number one, how many of your viewers are actually going to be buying a printer like that? None. Well, Darren, I appreciate that. I really do. The only company that's ever sent me filament and was like, hey, go wild with it is 3D Printing Canada. Because I've already reviewed their filament and they like me. They actually are the ones that hooked me up with Mosaic so that Mosaic would send me the Palette 2S Pro because they like me. They like my content. They like what I do. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rolls of the 3D Printing Canada filament sitting up there in different colors waiting for me to use it on something. They're like, hey, I think they sent me, how many they sent me? Like 20 rolls? I've gone through a bunch. So I used a bunch for the pandemic as well. But I've got a bunch of fun colors up there for some multi-material prints I want to do on the palette. Just haven't got there yet. I saw, was it Zolan said he was going to print stream or something like that? Yeah, Zolan's going live here soon, or he's about to. Mega Noob, man, he's rebranding his channel. He's gonna do woodworking on the side for, I think, for his work. Like, I think he's kind of quitting whatever he's doing, and he's gonna be doing that now. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I know there's a lot of people upset with it. There's a lot of people like, you do you. So, and he's mainly a live streamer, Aaron. We have a Telegram group. I'm in a Telegram group with a lot of the live streaming YouTubers. So like Dan, Chris, they pretty much all do live streams, and which is pretty much what I've been doing lately as well. But we have a group so people kind of post whenever they're going to go live and whatnot. Well, Darren, you're definitely going to want to watch my video on modding it then, because I'm going to turn it into Ultra Magnus. I already have everything printed. Again, just need to do the review on it. The last parts I just got the SKR 1.3 in to put on it. It's going to be a pretty sweet mod. But man, the prints off that thing to begin with, you guys are going to be blown. Yeah, they've been doing, those are kind of fun though, to do some of those gaming nights, but every now and then. I've just been so busy with my own stuff, I really haven't had time to work on, like, hop in those. Yeah, so we're still getting stringing on this. Kennedy, let me ask you this. Can I do a negative for extra restart distance right here? Can I do a negative there? Because it seems like it's still extruding too much when it starts to move. Where is my removal tool? So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this close enough. Focus distance on this is. So if you look there, it's definitely not as consistent as it was, but there's still, like, I can feel, you can see it there. You can see the retraction on top of the outside of the filament there, where it's still a lot. So I'm wondering if I can do a negative and see what happens with that. Yeah, Ryan, steps are calibrated long ago. I mean, if you look at the walls on this thing, they are absolutely perfect. Yeah, E-steps are calibrated. It's just the stupid retraction that's giving me a hard time. See, so Kenny says he doesn't do it. So there is no wipe setting. I'm using the teaching tech here, and there is nothing about wipe distance on here. And there is in Persia Slicer, but there's no wipe distance. It's just wipe while retracting. So, and I'm not like on my actual print, I'm not having blobs. I'm just getting random stringing in it. Let me go show you guys this here. Back to here. So this was the last print I did on this with some Jesse PLA black. So if you look, you can see there is stringing in there, but there's no blobbing anywhere on this. Am I bleeding from burning my finger? No, something I want to know. Come on. You can see it's very, very consistent. Very consistent. The walls look great. It's just this wispiness in here that I'm trying to solve. That's the only thing I'm trying to solve is this wispiness. But overall, it's printing fantastic, except for this stupid retraction. Well, but again, wipe is not even in this teaching tech. In this teaching tech thing here, wipe's not even a thing. So he does have the test where I can change the settings myself. And then the other thing, the top of this was printed at 200, and it was still stringing at the very top of this test. So clearly temperature is not affecting this at all. I'm wondering if I should just go higher with the retraction. I just really feel that I'm going to do this. Let's go higher retraction. Let's do 1.4 at 55. Go 1.6, 1.8, 2, 3.2, 2.4. See if that goes. I guess I'd probably just do round numbers here. So 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. We'll do them all at 55. I think that's the right speed about. I think I got up to 1.2. Again, I did try oiling Aaron. I'm sorry, Brandon. I did try that. CNX, I didn't try your test because last time I tried it, man, my extruder just went like apeshit crazy and extruding way too much. So I haven't tried yours again since then because it kind of jammed. But if you don't think it's going to happen, I can try it. But I really don't want to jam up my hot end again with this. So 340, we can give yours a try, and then I'll probably call the stream an end at that point, because this thing takes forever to do. 3.6. You fix that? Okay. Start retraction speed. We want to go faster than that. I guess I can leave that default. That's fine. Going by 10, that'll go it up. 0.2. I don't want layer height 0.2. I want layer height at 0.36. Find temp of 200. Speed. What fan speed at? We'll just do 60 for this. Bed temp 60. 25 layers. Let's do 7 tests. Travel speed at 150. Print speed 60. Custom G code G29 in there. And then I also need to do a M900 K0.8. See next, this is a 0.6 milliliter nozzle. You can't do 0.2 with a 0.6 milliliter nozzle. And it's too low of a resolution. Because my nozzle diameter is a 0.6. And I don't think you can do 30% of your layer height correctly. What you want? Did I screw that up in his test? I think I did. Well, it doesn't even say. I wonder if that has anything to do with it, because this does not give me the option to set my nozzle or anything like that. Generate G code. All right, I'll throw this on Carl, see what happens. You don't think you can change nozzle diameter? Well, that doesn't really help me then, dude. That should be hard-coded then if I can't change it. But if I can't change it, then this test is useless for me. That might be why it went crazy last time, because I changed nozzle diameter. Oh, yours I can change, his I can't. Okay. All right, well, let me put this on the SD card. So this is the tool, if no one knows, so CNX Tech, this is his tool that he created quite a while ago, actually, and I tested it on a few printers. What was that, a year ago? I guess I tried that out. So, and also, I know this filament is good because I did throw it on the Prusa Mark 3S, and I got an absolute perfect print, pretty much. A little bit on the cooling here, but otherwise, perfect print. So I know that the filament is not stringy in itself. I know it's dry because I just did this one yesterday. So I know that this filament is good filament. At least on a 0.4 milliliter nozzle. I need my, that's what we got. Yeah, when it was still a Google Sheet. We had to change everything and then copy the one column, make my own G-code file. Yeah, it was a long time ago we tested this thing out. So, gonna give this a try here. I guess I should go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and add some links to your stuff, Carl, and to Teaching Tech since I'm using his. Do this one here. Linear advanced. And we'll say that. So I'll add some links down below for anyone that's wanting to see these tests, see how they go. Never tries a bigger nozzle. Well, I guess we're gonna find out here real quick. Let's go back to here for now. The bed is almost at temperature. We're doing it live. Find out what happens. Discord. Looks like a whole lot of nothing. Layer height is 0.36. That's a standard layer height that I use for a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. Pretty sure that's what I use in Brush Slicer too. Print settings. Yep. 0.36. Or 0.3 if I want to go finer. But I don't go any lower than 0.3 with this nozzle. I'll go as high as 0.42. I think you can do 0.48 as well, but I've never gone that big with this nozzle. Come on, come on. And there's the temperature. All right, we're heating up the hot end now. Sorry, this big bed takes a second to get there. Technically 3 minutes to heat up to that temperature, to 60°C. Which is not bad for a 6 millimeter thick plate. So Carl's test does a box, and it goes out and does retractions on the outside, kind of give you this fuzzy looking box at the end, where some slots will look better than others, and you can kind of tell by the way it retracts as it goes out from the box. So whatever stringing is there, you want to find a place that is the slowest speed with no stringing, because you don't want to go faster than you have to be. So we'll see if this works, Carl. We're almost there. Switch you guys to this view so you can see what's happening. Temperature, it's going to equalize now. Equalize, and here we go. I do love only having a 1 degree swing on my PID tune. So I was going to run a G29 first, make sure my bed is level again. And Aaron, welcome back from dinner. Manually prime the nozzle. Okay, well, when we get close, I will push a little bit out. It does a 5x5 grid, so this takes a minute. Oh, someone commented before about the loom up here. On Saturday, I replaced the motor, so I had to take the covering off, and I just haven't put it back on yet because I wanted to confirm that everything was working properly before I put all the work back into re-looming all of this wire up. So I have it here. It just has to get put back onto the printer. I still also need to figure out how I'm going to mount the cable for this. I haven't figured out how I'm going to mount the bed cable because right now it's just kind of like flopping around all limp-like, and I don't like that. I do have some mounts for it, but haven't figured out where I want to put those yet. Parmesan chicken and pesto tortellini. Mmm, yummy. We did a simple dinner tonight of sloppy joes because they are delicious. And I haven't had sloppy joes in a while. This nozzle. Well, seems to be going okay, Carl. We're doing I forgot you do a raft on this. We just finally got some, again, I ordered all online, but we just finally got some in at our little store here we have. And yeah, I bought a couple cans of that. Because it's the best to have. I don't think this steel nozzle is not an E3D one. I'll need to clean some of the filament off of it. Going. So this is going to put down the raft first, and then it'll do the print. One thing that Carl and I talked about was why do a raft, and it's because people don't know how to get their first layer right without a skirt or something. So doing a raft is a little more universal and easy to do. That way people don't have to worry about the first layer sticking down because this is pretty much a vase mode print. So it's only got one perimeter. Second layer going down. What was the steel nozzle I had on? Again, it could, I don't know. Maybe it's the nozzle, maybe it's not. Maybe it's my settings. I don't know. But supposedly, Carl's test should tell us exactly because it tests all the things. I mean, it tests retraction distance, it tests retraction speed, it tests. You could do temperature, you can do fan, you can do yeah. So those four things you can test at once on here. Or individually or all together. Lots of things you could test. You can make it go for longer, you can make it go for shorter. It seems to be putting down the raft just fine. I mean, it looks pretty consistent. The extruder's behaving properly this time. I am doing this at 200C, so we are going cooler this time than some previous tests. Well, that was the end of the last test I did, was at 200C. I find it weird to print that low because I usually print fairly fast with this, or with the Volcano. Like, again, I compare it to the Artillery X1 because that has a Volcano with a point Z on it, and it that's 100 millimeters a second, pretty close to it, and it rips without a problem. Retractions are good on it. I mainly use it for flex lately. All right, here we go. So it's doing all of its little testing here. So again, does a point and then does a retraction, then moves out to see what you have left over from it. Some of these are long retracts. They're really long retracts here. So retraction starts at 0.5, goes all the way up to 8 millimeters at the end there. So you want to find the most consistent way around and the least amount of blobbing. Doesn't seem it's over extruding. Right now I'm seeing blobs on everything. It's definitely struggling with those high retraction rates. Or high retraction lengths. Definitely struggling with that. I mean, I have no stringing right now, but still blobbing. I guess the stringing is just really, really small. Yeah, so there is a little bit of stringing from the retraction there, but it's just not very pronounced on those bottom layers. To say the shortest amount would be blobs and all of that. Where'd my flashlight go? Power went out the other night. What'd I do with my flashlight? Let's just do this. It's gonna blow it out for you guys for a second there, but I want to see this. So the backside. Back right corner, so 4 mil looks good. Up front is 2 and 2.5. That's 2.5 there. 2.5 looks probably the best right now, I'd say. Yeah, I would say 2.5 millimeters is probably the best right now. Still blobby, but not horrible. Man, those are bright. Did a test with Cure, and it seems like the calculation might be pushing too much. I didn't get one yet, Eddie. It's still on its way. And that's me for a different build. It's not gonna be for this printer. Well, I still think that 2.5 might end up being the best crawl, even once we get up to speed. This is as far zoomed as I can get, man. Sorry. This little camera does not go any more than that. I mean, I could take it off. If anybody's going to get nauseous from a camera moving, look away now. So let me take this off the stand here. Worry about disconnecting the HDMI cable. And power, there goes that camera. So that front left right there, so right here is the start point of 0.5 millimeters. And then again, 2.5 on the other side there. Looks pretty good. That's the front one right here is the 2.5 millimeters. Those are the long retractions over here. Now it's on this last point. So this is a 7.5. That's 8. That one's pretty long. So we're definitely seeing. So it might end up being the 2 mil or 2.5. I think is what we're going to end up being there. I think that's going to end up being the best. Let me fix cameras real quick. Sorry, everything's crooked now. Everything's all kiltered and crazy because I move things. Go back here. It's down. I think we're good now. Aaron, that's how it figures out the stringing. So instead of having something on the other side, it would pull away. So if you're not retracting enough, you'll see driblets after when it comes out. So obviously this first one is a 0.5 millimeter retraction. It's not enough. So just imagine that the box is one side of the retraction test. Oh, here's one. So the box is one half of this, and this pillar is nothing. So it goes out to here and comes back. So it uses less plastic to do the test. So now that we're getting up there, how are we looking here? So 2.5 is still looking the best here. Yeah, I'll hit you up on Facebook when this is done. I mean, it probably won't be tonight, probably tomorrow morning because it's getting pretty late here. I think we're going to let this print and I'm going to call it a night here. Endoscope camera. I'm thinking about getting, I'm not really sold on this camera because even the focus isn't working that great on it. I bought it used. I'm just not that thrilled with it. I mean, it kind of works. Tim loves his. Tim from TH3D has two or three of these now. They work really good for him. I don't know. It's just not working out for me that well. And we just sold my secondary DSLR to a friend of my wife's. So I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping this or buy a different camera. I don't know. But I'm not quite happy with the zoom. It's very wide angle, so it's great for like vlogging and things like that, but it just doesn't zoom in enough. Yeah, I'm gonna let that go. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. So definitely got some things to test, and hopefully this this test will kind of let me know what a better retraction is, and then I'm going to throw those settings into the teaching tech one and see if I can't narrow that down even better. So this is a Sony a6000. The autofocus is pretty good, but just not great. Again, I was hoping it was going to be better, but it just isn't quite there for what I want, because obviously it still takes a minute when I put my hand in front of it for it to focus. But I don't know. If you have camera suggestions, leave them down in the comments so I can see what to look at for better for live streaming. So the 6500 is better, but it's more expensive, and it takes money to do it. So I was trying to cheap out, as I usually do. Yeah, so we'll do this. If you guys are interested in how this turns out, join the Discord down below. There's a link there. We talk about all kinds of things. I post a lot of my results, and that's where I troubleshoot a lot of the printers I'm working on, a lot of these custom builds. Take time, take money. Patrons, fund the channel. I appreciate all the patrons that help out. If you guys want to join the Patreon squad, there's links down there. If you want to do any donations or use the affiliate links that are down there, coupons, all that stuff, please check down in the video description. And we will have a good night. So thank you all for joining. Happy printing. I'll see y'all next time.